All right, ladies and gents, boys and girls, welcome to yet another edition of London Session. Hope you're all doing well on this Thursday. Hope you've all had a good trading week. Without further ado, guys, let's get this show on the road. So as always, good morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening, no matter where we are around the world. As I mentioned before, welcome to another edition of London Session. Looking forward to seeing what we can come up with moving forward here today on the gold. We'll also have a look at German 40. We'll also take a look at any other charts as per request. So guys, you know the drill though. If you could, make sure to smash that like button before we get underway. YouTube and TikTok, hit that little screen for me. Let's get the masses onto the best and the most educational stream out there on all the interwebs, guys. So let's get the masses onto the stream. Let's quickly, and any charts, any questions, guys, that you would like me to have a look at, please feel free to pop those into the chat and I'll get to you guys all shortly. Let's quickly have a look at the news though. There is some high pack news to come for the pound in about 14 minutes from now. You have GDP approaching for the pound, so that's something to be wary of for anyone who is trading the pound. And also the euro, that will likely have a bit of an impact on the euro as well. Moving forward into the NY session, let's quickly have a look. We have some unemployment claims, so there is some high pack news to come for NY as well, but otherwise nothing for in regards to that would potentially impact gold during our session here today. So guys, let's get into it and let's take a look at the gold. Let's have a look at the gold, guys, starting at the weekly time frame. Once again, oh, got a gap on this broker. Switch brokers over to a wonder. May switch back, to be honest, but anyway, gapped up. We've got no lower wick, and as I mentioned yesterday in the first stream back for the year, don't believe we need the lower wick, guys. As long as any pullback is met by support, what's likely going to happen is prices will continue and push to potentially create new all-time highs, and that's what it's done throughout the week. It did it again yesterday. Now the difference though with the current daily as opposed to the previous daily, we do now have counter probabilities to the downside. So the current daily candle has a lower high, lower low. The previous daily candle when we came to the stream had a higher low, higher high. So off the back of that, that could potentially open up some options to the downside. We're going to need a little bit more than just one bearish candle forming on the daily. I don't need to see what's going on within it and see if we've got a little bit of confluence, such as maybe the 15-minute structure being bearish, and off the back of that, potentially we could use that as a valid reason to look for opportunities to take a sell upon a pullback onto the 4-hour time frame, guys. And just consolidating, so not every chart can't always trend. Obviously we're just building up, so this is accumulation being built up into the market. We're building up liquidity in order to make the next move. Structurally it does remain bullish, guys. Has confirmed the higher high, so the level as to where the structural flip back bearish is back below this support here. I'll go over a little update I sent to my members group before. Currently running some gold positions, guys. I'll go over that shortly as well. I'll just use that as my support, as resistance. I mean, we've got that there. We'll adjust it shortly on the M15 time frame. But once again, we are bullish. We have tapped into a level of support, into a demand zone. We are bouncing off that level as we speak. Now onto the 15-minute time frame. I'm just going to leave this zone in deep, guys. To be honest, no interest in selling it into the support. So let's talk about the sells, guys. So first of all, 15-minute structure, I can confirm that is bearish. So what I'm going to do is mark in a level as to where it would flip back bullish, and that would be at the Asian session and current, not the current daily count side, the Asian range high. So off the back of that, seeing we are pushing towards that region here, we've just formed support below it. If we reject, even perhaps break above the Asian range high, and then start popping back below, off the back of that, I would definitely contemplate my options to take a sell in line with the direction of the current daily candle, in line with the actual 15-minute structure being bearish. Again, it could just be a pullback within the current daily candle for potential sells. Now further sells, we may consider it below the support. We'll mark in that support in. We'll mark in that support in. That makes sense. we'll mark in that level of support, and just depending on how price approaches it, we do have some pretty clean traffic back down to the 4-hour level of support, so potentially we could look at sell opportunities from below 4,600 basically, if price does eventually pop back down to that level. So obviously I would preference it popping into the resistance. If it just does reject and we start to pop below that 4600.5 region, that could be an option to take a sell. So they're the two sell options I would contemplate, guys. Now, as for buys, well, at this rate, you either wait for a pullback down towards that 45.85 sort of region, perhaps a liquidity grab from the lows again, the current daily candle, or we wait for it to potentially sweep the Asian range high, retest it, and begin to pull away from it, and that could provide us potential entry options to the upside as well. So that is pretty much what I would be looking at moving forward here on the gold. Hopefully it makes sense to you guys. If you've got any opinions yourself, feel free to pop those into the chat. If it makes sense, or even if it doesn't, make sure to hit the like button on YouTube, TikTok, smash that little screen for me. And let's make our way over to the beast that is German 40, and let's do some analysis on this indices. So what we can see is weekly also at all-time highs. It is pulling back though, so all right, consecutive bearish candles, lower highs, lower lows. Current candles pull back quite significantly in the previous bearish candle, or we are forming strong bullish. Off the back of that, what we're either going to be looking for pullback sells, or sells below a minor support formed, or as price pulls back within a current daily candle, we're going to see what sort of levels of minor support we've got, where we could potentially look for further support to form and maybe execute upon a buy. For our structure, it does remain bullish here. We did bounce off the last significant high low here on the 4-hour to remain bullish. We've just recently formed some resistance though. Just use that level for the time being. Make our way down to the M15 time frame. So for me, what I would be looking for on German 40 here today is I want to see how price reacts to the Asian session low, and if it does grab downside liquidity and begin to pop above, I will go down to the M5 and perhaps even the 1 minute to see what's going on, to potentially look for a buy from back above that 25, 30, 322 sort of region. So we can look for potential buys above that minor support. Further options would be for obviously the sells, guys. If we do pop below the Asian range low, only to retest it and begin to pull away from it, then that would line up some opportunities for a sell. So I would really preference it pulling back to retest it, just to see if we're grabbing some further liquidity in order to make the move down, or to confirm maybe we're grabbing some liquidity from the downside to make the move back up. So that is what a preference. To the upside, it's a bit tricky at the minute. Yeah, we won't worry about that for the time being. That is my personal opinion of German 40. So make of that what you will, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Not sure if I'm getting shadow banned on both platforms. Maybe I'm just not getting enough love, but all good. Called a cracking swing or intraday trade here on gold in the members group. Purely based off levels, to be honest, more than anything. Actually using a fib to pinpoint some entries based off this swing. Well, it's not swing, but this impulsive candle. Picked out 2 levels of interest on a limit order. Secured limit order position 2. And I'm safely at break even on limit order position 1. To be honest, I'll probably start securing. I've got TP at 46.14, and that was a cracking trade called in the members group. Here it is. It was all called here. Also oil trade, which is running really nicely as well. Longer term position, but this is the gold. This was called before the entry, and obviously I kept you guys updated and it's made the move. So based off a bit of higher knowledge, well, when I first started trading, to be honest, back in the old swing trading days. So hopefully you guys are running in some nice trades as well on gold. But anyway, TikTok, don't forget to smash that screen. YouTube, g'day Gold Sniper, welcome to you. Steve, welcome over to you. Franco, Paul, Fluidity, FX1, got buy some gold from 45.80. Nice one, mate. 45.90 and 45.85. So I closed 210 pips on the second position, and the first position is safely running at 210. Yeah. No, second position's running at 300 pips just now. So happy days. Really happy days. Great start to the year. Trying to hold. Yeah, I'm trying to hold the second position as well. I probably will close the majority of it if it taps into that level. I'm at break even on it. I'm really trying my best to hold my nerve, because when I first started trading and I was looking at longer term positions, obviously I didn't have knowledge I have now, nor did I have the patience and discipline to let the trade play out. So I believe I do so now, so I'm trying to just let it do its thing, not look at it too much, so on and so forth. But it's hard not to sometimes when you see it in significant profit. Kind of feel happy with it. There's nothing wrong with securing it a bit early, but yeah, it's looking good anyway. Sunboss Golden Lens, g'day to you. It's another great and awesome day. It is. Zara Trader, silver really pulling gold since the LME open. Silver is just nuts. Silver also creating an all-time high. Has made a pullback along with gold. Kyle, good morning to you, mate. Didn't see you on the stream yesterday. Happy New Year to you. Hope you're well. You had a good break. Peter, g'day to you. Took some nice sells on gold today. Nice one, mate. That's the beauty of it. Someone was in sells before. I've been running buys since these lows, and we're all making money. Some boss golden lens. Yeah, position I called out in the members group. So a little bit different to the scalping. Doesn't mean I'm not looking for scalping entries. I've made that clear with my team. You know what? I'm going to close 50% of the other position here at 300, just over 300 pips, and I'm just going to. It's at break even anyway, and that way I can do what I want, so I don't have to worry about it. So happy days, Sebastian. Good morning to you, mate. Hope you're well. My loyal YouTube member. Onto TikTok. How are we, team? Thank you to the 2 new followers. Let me go have a look at the TikTok chat. Jacob, good day to you. Had buy limits at 45.81. This shit has to be rage bait. Oh, so you just missed. Oh, mate. Wow. Analysis is correct though, so you got to look at the positives. Now, Bal, probably butcher your name, but thank you for sharing a live. Appreciate it. Welcome to you. Dean already locked out 1,500 on 2 accounts. Nice work. Just here to hang out. Nice one, mate. Happy to hear it. One of the members killing it. Good work. Winnie, wait, a TikTok streamer that can actually trade. I like to think I can, otherwise I wouldn't be streaming live, but you guys can be the judge of that. Last year we had an 80% win rate on stream. I'm looking to see if we can, you know, replicate that. I think I'd be very happy if I can get that again this year. Jacob missed by 2 pips. Oh mate, it got so close by the looks of it. Dean, do any other members trade prop? Yeah, there are a few. I'm not going to name names because they might not want it to be known, but there definitely are a few. Sam, you got in 45.84. Nice one, mate. Yeah, so you got in similar level to where I got in. US oil as well. I did call out trade yesterday on US oil, just safely removing into profits. I've updated the team and said I'd be at break even on this one. Personally didn't take it though. and also an EU potential swing trade, which is not yet valid. Did send that in yesterday, but it's still not valid. Still setting up potentially, but I'd be long on EU as far as longer term position. But yeah, we're here to look at potential scalp entries on gold and DE40, so that's what we're waiting on at the minute. Mihai, can you have a look at GA? I'll look for buy soon. 46.58 passes my 100k FDMO. Nice one, Sam. GA. We'll see you looking for buy soon. All right, let me quickly do the rundown. So weekly, I mean, now we're into the latter half of the week, so I'll be more focused on the current candle, and we are at support, and it is forming bullish at the back of that. So far, it's ticked to the upside. Daily counter probabilities are to the upside. Not sure if there's a lot of strength though, to be honest. I mean, looking at the structure, to me it looks technically bearish, and the bounces off the support are more and more shallow, so potentially the buyers are losing the battle here. But on the other hand, it could be building up liquidity at this strong level of support to head back up. So we'll mark in the previous daily candles high, and we'll go down, make our way down to the 4-hour time frame here. That to me is bearish, and often what we see when we have these slow trickle sort of pullbacks, it's often met by a bit of a waterfall. That kind of resembles the same thing over here at the minute. So 4 hours suggest that we have tapped into the resistance and rejected it. We have formed some support below it. Marking the lows, I know this candle still open, but we did previously close bullish on the most recent candle. Down to the 15-minute time frame, and this to me is also technically bearish in structure. So to be honest, I'd be more focused on the downside here on DA or me. But the issue is I wouldn't be looking to sell it really from the current level. There probably isn't enough margin to do so. We mark in this as minor resistance. You're not really going to have the margin. So what I would do is just preference it pulling back up to the 4-hour level of resistance, and at 2.013 sort of region. Look out for your price action signals, signs of rejection for a potential sell. Further sell options. You got some support below support, but that could be a decent level below the Asian range low. If the price was to pop below it, only to retest it and reject it, I do believe there's a good chance it could eventually come down to that 2.00660 sort of region. Bias. To be honest, unless it's upon the pullback, I don't really see him at the minute. So perhaps a retest of the Asian range low, grab some liquidity, pop back above. Otherwise, personally, I don't see it, but you may have a different opinion, and don't let me put you off. Let's have a look at gold on the M5 here. Just remove that. Yeah, we won't be forced into trades, guys. There's no rush. Just have the plan, stick to the plan, follow the plan all the way through. I didn't realize I was back yesterday, but we're here now. Yeah, first stream was yesterday, mate. Nice trade. 300 pips is different for you. Yeah, mate. Again, just thought it's time to it's what that gives me. It gives me another window also to get involved, because as you guys have mentioned it many times, I don't want to be dictated by the charts. So I don't want to sit here for 8 hours of a day waiting for a signal. So if I get a potential longer term entry, which I believe is valid, and you know, a decent reason to not a decent reason, an actual proper confirmation to enter, I will like to start doing that a bit more, to be honest. And then look for the scalps in between. The scalps will be, you know, the bonus as well. Sunboss Golden Lens private group. Well, this just depends if you purchase it annually or purchase it monthly. It's 30 US, but if you watch the last video posted on YouTube, you get it at a bit of a discount. So I suggest, if you are interested, go onto the YouTube profile page and have watched the last video. Statue Grizz, g'day to you. Yes, XAUUSD. This is the gold. My members, I will send you a link. YouTube, if you could smash that like button, let's get numbers up. Yeah, it's not Roger Banks prices. Saw that on WAP. I was having a browse of WAP the other day. $199 I think he charges a month for such simple price action stuff. But here's the original, so I can understand why people obviously fall for it. There's no way I'd be paying that much for his group or whatever he has within it. Members, just organizing that for you now. Yeah, just a small group at the moment. Lost a few members, but it's alright. It's not going to be for everyone. Some come for a month. I'm not sure what the point is of coming for a month, to be honest. I don't know how you can determine whether or not it's worth it, especially if I don't see you on any of the calls and that. But anyway, up to the individual. But yeah, I suggest if you come, you need to get through the content. There's so much content, it's unbelievable. Of course, the grading the entry section, more education, updates on the course. There's a new swing trading section which I've opened up this year, so there's heaps. The only other course I am in was 500 lifetime he learnt from Roger. Yeah, that's fair enough. There's no way I'd be able to get 500 for my course though. It's just people aren't willing to pay, which is fair enough. I wouldn't pay 500. Join that one before I found yours. Yeah, it happens, mate. I've been involved in groups. I've paid a fortune. An absolute fortune. Time to wait. I also am looking at different entries of how to get involved in German 40, so you got to do your homework, guys. Before the stream I was taking screenshots of price action at certain times of the day on German 40, going as low as the 1 minute to see what happens and take some notes. It's the kind of thing you need to do. You want to level up and adapt to market conditions. That's what I'm always doing. I'm never, you know, I'm never just going to sit on my hands and think I've got it all covered. You need to continue to try to, you know, progress. Very happy with the way I trade, but if I can also make improvements or add particular entries, then, you know, why not? Yeah, GJ look nice. Buyers, break resistance, wait for retest. Yeah, GJ's broken the Asian range high. Yep, M30 looks pretty good. Yeah, I believe the retest could be a good option. You could maybe scale in on a limit order. It's a little bit risky. You might want to even go down to the 5-minute, just look for some minor support to form above it. To be honest, to avoid that liquidity grab, upside liquidity grab, in order to make a move back down. Because structurally, I mean, it could be confirming a flip. If no, it's actually bullish. It is technically bullish. We had a swing point here. It's close above it. Structurally, it's bullish on the 15-minute. Daily, pretty strong rejection. Previous candle. Let's look at the 4-hour. All right, 4-hour candle probabilities are bullish, as is the 1-hour. The 1-hour's got no low wick, but it doesn't necessarily need one. Yeah, to me, I mean, it does look like it could potentially continue to move up. Has pretty much tapped into a level of liquidity here to the left, though, so just be careful. Yeah, maybe you could scale in, but I would at least wait for some sort of minor support to form above the Asian range high. Galmeric, good morning to you. All good, mate, all good. Roxy, good day to you. Hope you're well. Welcome. Hope you had a good holidays. Random, long or short? Well, I'm already in a long on gold. I've already secured the majority of it at some very nice profit, and I'm at break even, so I am long gold. But scalping wise, it all depends really on 4,616 to 18, that sort of region. 4,614, also 4,600 flat. Been short for 3 days. Well, you're in some, I would assume, drawdown, but I don't know, you might not be. Hopefully you're in profit. You really wish that was a joke. So you're in a bit of drawdown by the sounds of it. Yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure what, at that point 3 days ago, I'm not sure what sort of reason or confidence you had to take a sell. It was so bullish back on Monday. Today I can see a difference, because today we've got the daily lower high, lower low, and the 15-minute structure is technically bearish. So I do see some potential downside, but it's not yet valid. You bailed on a long? What, you bailed on a long and went short? Or Tell you what, if London session is just going to be an absolute stinker again. I mean, what do we do? Change the session times or something? Might have to start streaming Asian session live. London is just pre-London into London. Gold just doesn't seem to make a move. Literally bottom 60 short, max pain on the long. Max pain a lot, Brandon. Yeah, sounds like a little bit of a mess, mate. Hopefully you can get your way out of it.
Hey, good morning, Justin.
Hey mate, how are you?
Hey. Yeah, fine, I'm okay.
Good.
You?
Yeah, good mate, all good. All good. What's going on today?
Yeah, nothing. So also yesterday, as you mentioned right now, so gold is on the sideways in the London session. So
yeah,
move comes in London in the New York session. Yeah, it's a little bit boring right now, to be honest.
Extremely.
Last times.
Extremely boring, to be honest, when it comes to London session. I mean, the issue is the time here, because otherwise I would consider doing some MY sessions, but it's just not gonna happen while we're at daylight savings here in Melbourne. Maybe in the winter time, because otherwise it's bloody boring sitting here waiting for something to happen.
So this forced you a little bit maybe to take some swing trades, yeah? So
Well, yeah, well, I've been thinking about it over the holiday period. Dug out some of my old material. I got a big notebook, also got an actual manual, which I put together. I'm just referring to that. And to be honest, for the most part, it's very similar to what we do, as far as just based on levels more than anything. Looking for price to be at a certain level and then knowing what direction you want to be trading in, and looking for, you know, potential entry points. So for me, gold is extremely bullish when I'm looking at the high time frame picture, where that will, you know, to me become invalid as far as the, you know, intraday sort of buy would be below this 45.70. So it is a good opportunity. I like the aggressive bounce off that support with this candle. So it's just a matter of when I want to get involved. Yeah, swing trading, I generally always use the limit orders. So, not that this is a real swing trade, this is more an intraday trade. The one on oil, I did not take personally. Didn't take it, but I could see it. It was playing out perfectly, and it still is playing out absolutely perfectly. Yeah, so who knows? Just another way of getting in the markets.
Yeah, okay, because it's quite different to the scalping at the end. So
Yeah.
Had another mindset, correct?
Yeah, very different, because you got to be willing to hold. You know, back in the day, I wasn't really ready for that. I would lose sleep being in swing or longer term trades. Look, I'll be tested out when it gets to that, because obviously this trade's, I'm safely at break even. I've secured pretty much all of it, most of it anyway. I can go to bed later on, not worry.
Yeah, for sure. So you have then also stop losses about 100, 200 pips now?
Stop losses today. Stop loss was 150 on, yes, so 200 pips on position 1 and 150 on second position.
And are you looking also for 1%? Or are you looking for
No, I'm looking to hold it to try to maximize the return. So still risking, you know, just depends on my my risk tolerance, to be honest, my risk appetite. But not risking, you know, the 5% or something like I might on a scalp position sometimes. The lower end of the risk scale, so looking at that, you know, 1.5 sort of percent risk roughly.
Okay.
But you get some pretty good returns from it. So
Yeah, interesting.
yeah, I mean, I just want to get in the swing of it again, and then, you know, I'll teach you guys a lot more about it, you know, my group. But for the time being, I'm trying to do my best to update you with, obviously with this actual, where is it now? Swing trade section. And you get a bit of an idea of what I look at and why, and yeah, so it's good to have a read of it.
I will do, yeah.
Yeah, and something we'll have a chat more about on the members only course when I start again next week. And it's boring until it's not. Yep. A minute, it's quite boring.
Yeah, what I found also out on German 40, for example.
Yep.
It's also a little bit difficult to trade in the Frankfurt hour time because of the spread.
Oh, okay.
The spread is yeah, at 2 pips, and on London is 0.9 for my broker.
Yeah.
So that makes the trading in Frankfurt a little bit more difficult. So maybe it's really also better to wait really until we have London open.
Until, well, after it. Yeah, look, something I'll have to look into, and that will come through, you know, proper back testing.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not in a hurry to trade it, to be honest, because it is nasty. So again, accumulate screenshots. I've got a folder on the PC. I've added, I think, 4 screenshots for the time being. It's things I've noticed especially at London Open. And off the back of that, maybe I can start to implement it, you know, later in the year.
I have a question, Justin, to go.
Yep.
On the second sales possibility. So when you go down to the M5 time frame, so it's looking a little bit better for some entry. So would you adjust a little bit then the zone on the M5?
There.
Yeah. Yeah.
Personally, no. This is the 15 minute overrides.
Okay.
So on German 40, probably, because it's just a different beast. Again, the volatility is crazy, even compared to gold. With gold, I'd still want to be below 15 minute, and it's only a few pips either way.
Yeah, therefore I was asking it, because also for me it's new to get with the M5 time frame.
Yeah.
On gold. Yeah, knowing if this may be better or not. So you are still at the end focusing on the M50, waiting. Yeah, just it means the strongest signal at the end.
Correct. It's always going to be the strongest signal. And like I mentioned to you before, and even on yesterday's stream, through my back testing using the 5 minute and the 1 minute, most of the entries do actually well, most of the confirmations come at a closure of 15 minute, even on the 5. So that's this particular session I've been testing. The majority of the 5 minute closures end up being closed in 15. That give you your valid entry. That's what I've found. I mean, it's a 1 in 3 chance it's going to happen, because there's only 3, obviously, 5 minute candles within the 15. What is going on, guys? How come the numbers are so low on TikTok? Smash the screen. Low on YouTube as well, but they're never high on YouTube. Fluidity effects? No, not close full. I've closed the majority. I've got like probably like 10% left. But it's been a cracking first week back for me because last few years have been shit house the first week. Brandon, you're still here? Appreciate it, mate. Yeah, yeah, unfortunately, the fragrance reviews are gonna have to be. Might have to start another TikTok profile just for the fragrance stuff because I think it's confused the algorithm. Unless we're just no one's trading anymore. After last year, maybe people got burnt because gold just kept ripping. And a lot of the time, people trying to sell it because they see it ripping and they think, right, it's got to pull back, I'm going to sell it, and they get wrecked. So I've always said if something's in a big strong uptrend, just trade the trend, trade it to the upside. Always said it on gold. You have to change back over. Can you can't have the same focus chart up multiple times here, can you? I'll do it once this position is closed. Brandon, rooting for me a long Camaro longer? Are you short? I feel sorry for you, mate. So to be honest, I've secured pretty much all of it anyway. So if it comes down, takes me out, and you're in profit, that's great. Happy. It's always good to see us all making profit, to be honest. No, that's how it should be on the charts. I mean, we should all encourage each other. It's, you know, it's a very niche thing. Not many of us here. Personally, I've only met one trader here in Australia, or two, but one that was just coincidence. Didn't know they traded, they didn't know I traded, but that was years ago. That was well before I started streaming. I don't even know if they still trade, to be honest. I don't even speak to the bloke anymore. Fluidity effects, I think we probably get back to 46.30 levels. Yeah, I think it's a good chance. Brandon, yeah man, no, you're not taking my money. We want to do that. We do. Let's all just. Will we shift the market? I know we can't. I'm just joking. But why can't gold make a move during a London session? Have we literally got to go down to the 1 minute to start finding entries? I am backtesting it. The 1 minute's forming bullish structure, but it's not tapped into the resistance. To be honest, I would still look to short it based off where it is at the minute. I'd want to short it on the 1 hour, the 1 minute, sorry. But I'd like it to come up here, close below support, create a lower high, and then look to short it either as it breaks the support or on a bit of consolidation below the resistance. Nobody gets anything unless I close my positions. Someone's down some lots deep by sounds of it. I know of a swing trailers are trading 100 lots. Not personally. Imagine swing trading 100 lots, man. You definitely made it. To be honest, if I was trading 100 lots, I'd probably go into 2 pips profit and just close it. get into, you know, 5 pip profit. That's, you know, there's the bag. You're okay either way, that's it. Don't let me sway you. Nah, I don't let anyone sway my sentiment, to be honest, mate. Yeah, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I never ever let someone put me off taking entry. Paul, Forex market time converts, says London opens it. Yeah, it does, mate. It's been like that for quite some time, mate. Once our daylight savings here started and their clocks turned an hour back, that's when it started. So it's at 7 PM. It's been like that for the past 2 months, basically. You can trade 100 lots of divided by 1,000, Carl. That's closer, isn't it? That's nuts. 100 lot swing trading. Imagine the knackers on the go to be doing it, honestly. That's crazy. And some of the times they'll in it for like, I don't know, a couple months. Safely in apparently stopping profit though. Yeah, another reason why I've also started to do the longer term sort of trades, the intraday slash swing trades, is because last year, I mean, gold did move with a lot of momentum, and for the most part, I was kind of my own worst enemy. Not that it was, I mean, it was a fantastic year, don't get me wrong, but I cut trades short probably a little bit too often. But on the other hand, I was good with trade management, so cutting it, you know, when it was going against me as well, so it was all good. But I want to really try to test myself out to holding positions, because it might also encourage me to hold it a bit longer when it comes to the scalp positions. Brandon, perfect. That earned you a follow. Nice one, mate. Appreciate it. I talk my stuff, but don't know anything. You must know a few things, mate. You must know, you know, something if you know how to execute a trade. So that's a start. You know what, bullish and bearish. I'm assuming. You're in a bit of trouble if you don't. Paul, so no, London's open in 28 and a half minutes. 27 and a half minutes. 26 and a half minutes. Sorry, take that back. All good, Paul. All good, mate. And if you're in any doubt, just always remember Forex Factory. You can check it out here. Where is it? Who's that? Here. So it says here 7:33 AM local time in London. London doors officially open at 8 AM local time. So obviously 26 minutes away. Branding, been trading real money in Robinhood since 2018. I've learned some things. Nice one, mate. Robinhood, I did open up an account for Robinhood back in the day as well, but I never actually funded it, nor did I trade it. It's a far cry from last year, TikTok numbers. Alright, team. Be back in 1 minute. Brandon, haven't tried anything else, but like it for what I do. Okay, fair enough. Assuming you can trade with leverage, I can't remember, to be honest. It was that long ago. I think 2018 as well, to be honest, is when I opened an account, but I never funded it. 2017, actually. Gold is do something. It's new, but yes, 3,200 margin for MGC micro. Yeah, sounds like a lot. Do ByBit in any current positions currently. Gold position from earlier today, but most of it's been secured already. Again, what's called out my members group before the entry was taken. Jacob in a sell from 46.10 to 45.80. Nice one. Again, you got some realistic targets, mate. So that's a good thing. You're not being greedy. Yeah, I mean, if price breaks the support here at 46.05, then I think that's a very realistic target, to be honest. Personally, I would target a little bit higher up, 86, that sort of region. But 80 is also definitely on the cards, and it's below the Asian range low. Alright, so we're coming back down to support. Let's see what happens upon the tap in. I'm gonna learn to speak, I think it's Hindi, the Indian language. Probably different dialects. Yeah, it's definitely where it's at. I'm gonna learn to speak Indian, Punjab, whatever it is. Because they've got so many people on their streams. Wow. Random, the last two short entries were 588, exits at 555. Well, could be coming back down to that point. First entry at 388. Wow. Yeah, I wouldn't be comfortable about that, to be honest. But your trade, mates, if you're accepting of the risk, and that's I can understand it. Members have been in some trades. Wow. No name, you're taking a buy on the 4 hour. let me look at this. It's obviously different brokers, different charts. Yeah, I see what you mean. Definitely see it based on the 4 hour. However, you did have resistance, so what was the result? Yep, Josh, 100%. Popped out break. All right, so at least you were weary of it and managed it. Well done. Yeah, otherwise it looked good. If it was the 15, I'd be in it, but it's not. It's the 4 hour, and the 4 hours running into 15-minute resistance, so well, let's see on gold. Just under 3 minutes, just under 2.5 minutes until this counter closes. Let's see if we're going to be below the support. Brandon, you tripled down and ain't got no gas in it. Wow. Yeah, for me, it's just too bullish to look for any longer term sort of sells. I don't mind the scalps if they have a valid entry, but long term sells, I just don't see them being valid at the minute. That's just my opinion. I respect not everyone trades the same way. Everyone has different opinion of the market, so yeah, as long as you're following your plan. You're in America. Nice one, mate. Atlanta. ATL. Nice one, man. One of Australia's best basketballers play for the Hawks. Never been to the States, to be honest, mate. It's very far from Oz. We're so far apart. I think to LA there is now a direct flight. I think it's like 20 hours or something. It's one of the longest direct flights, if not the longest in the world. Alright, so respecting support at the minute. We'll see what happens now, leaning in towards London Open. Perhaps it will dip below the support only to close back above, and that potentially could give us a buy signal. Just need to patiently wait and see. Let's have a look at German 40. Not really doing anything at the minute. Brandon, I know Australia's somewhere I need to make it to. Yeah, I mean, it's just we'll be literally worlds apart so far, man. Not a lot going on here, though, to be honest. I don't. Yeah, well, yeah, I don't. Not the best advocate for Australia, to be honest. Not Tourism Australia. I always talk shit about Australia. You can sleep easy. Oh man, I wish I could sleep easy on a plane. James, thank you for the sticker as well. Appreciate it, mate. Even worse, for you to come to London. You're based there, Jacob. Similar. London. The time I went to London, it was a 14-hour flight to Dubai, and a stopover in Dubai, and I think another 6 hours from Dubai to London. I hate flying. I never used to mind it. I used to like it, but now I just can't stand it. But it's a necessity if you want to go somewhere, obviously, and you know, Australia being so far away from everything. I mean, all we've got close by is really, especially Melbourne anyway. Not if you're talking about west, north, they're not that far from, you know, Indonesia. Even Philippines and Thailand's not that far from those areas of Australia, but from Melbourne, so you've got to travel the whole way length of Australia just to you know, that's like half the journey. That takes like 6 hours to cross from Melbourne to the top northwest. Otherwise all we've got is New Zealand. That's the closest thing we've got to us here in Melbourne. That's 2 hours. Yeah, I've heard London's a shithole too these days. So I try to feel like the main move on gold finish, going to come back to Comics Open. Maybe I get another setup. Potentially. I've still got, again, I've got minimal position remaining on this buy. If it takes the rest out, break even, so be it. Not fast secured pretty much all of it either way, so it's no big deal at all. All right, so what I'm liking here, if price was to actually close below this support, the fact that we have triggered in buyers at this level, albeit on the 5 minute, better than nothing. So now 15 can actually close below. You know, London Open, it's a bit risky because of that slight unknown. You get a little bit more volatility coming in at session open. As long as it made a decent upper wick and begun to break what, you know, if it is the callus candles low, so it has to close on the 15, somewhere like so, get that upper wick and a significant one, then I'd be happy to look for a sell back down. So that would be something to line up, but we've got still more than 10 minutes to wait for that. Mr. Awad, what needs to happen on the chart in order to take a long position? For a long, well, like for what looks like it's going to happen too, this candle closed back bearish on the 5 minute, and the preference would be for this candle to actually create a steeper low wick into the range below. I think this close back above it, whether it be a doji candle or very weak bearish, or preferably something that resembles this, and that would be enough for me to consider buy back up towards the local high. But otherwise, I'd still want to be above the resistance at 46.18 or back at support here at 45.86. Jacob, clearing that support would be magical for me. Yeah, you'd be looking pretty good. Trying to do it too. And I hope it just doesn't melt. What would be fantastic right now is if this 5 minute actually closes below, next one closes weak bullish back below, still closing the M15 in the end by below the support here. That would be a fantastic confirmation. Sell it at London Open. So we'll see. At least we're closer to a potential level, and we're at a potential entry level. This thing is an absolute mess, Gem 40 at the minute. GA, to mention before, I'd be more bearish. It's coming right back down to support. Let's have a look. GU, don't bother. Shit. Fuel trash, just barcodes. EU slowly making its way back down to that support. So for my guys, swing trade still way off, still very far off, but first tick could be finally about to happen, and that's tapping into this 4-hour level of liquidity. And then I want to bounce off, flip the 1-hour structure, and then I'd be looking for potential buys upon a high low formation. And it could also layer in potentially as it breaks the resistance, so that's something to keep an eye on for anyone trading the euro. We had high impact news for the pound, didn't we? And that explains Wiki and GJ, I just remembered, and GU as well. What was the result? All right, so uptick in GDP. But it's right back to where it started. All right, back at gold. Trying very hard to break the support, but nothing yet. Let's see, so the 5-minute, we are to go bullish here. We really want to close right basically at the high of this zone. And that would pretty much validate a potential buy at session open. Do we have the margin? Looks like we will. Yep, there's enough margin there for a quick scalp. What would stop loss potentially be? The counter's still open, so yeah, so you got minimum once one, you got more than that, so that's a tick. So the last thing we want is for price to close like so. However, based off that, we could almost look to the M30 to validate an entry, and it'll all come down to simple price action. Because the M30 doesn't have any minor support here. Yes, we've got that doji as a potential reversal evening star formation, but as far as an entry catalyst, what I like to see is some support form below resistance, and then look for an entry as price begins to close below it, pop below it, sometimes break below it. We don't really have any of that on the M30, but if we add price action present, and those who watch me for the entirety of these streams, you'll know pretty much what I'm about to say. So next candle opens straight up and closes and pops straight down without making too big of a push, and then pops up to create its upper wick, rejecting perhaps this zone. And then begins to break its own low again. That could be a potential entry, but we are breaking just now. Last thing we want is for this thing to rip Well, personally, I know Jacob, you would like for it to rip. That's fair enough. But I would really love for it to hold up 3 minutes. It's okay to close below. I don't want to make the move just now. So just under 3 minutes. Jacob, either way, whatever gets me there, but obviously better if you get an entry. It would be nice if we get a quick entry as well, but yeah, not fast. Not fast. I've had a good day on the charts either way, so it's all just a bonus if I can get another valid entry. Quickly looking at 1 minute. All right, so the 1 minute's still forming structure to the downside here. So just to add a bit of confidence, not add, you know, pay much attention to the 1 minute time frame. But we close below. So now let's quickly look at it as far as stop loss if we are to get the confirmation here. So if this is to be the lowest point, I mean, for gold's not too bad. You're looking roughly 50 pips. Oh, it's dropping more low now. Yeah, so it could come down to price action at the open, to be honest. And this candle needs to leave a low wick. So we've got 1 minute remaining, guys. This candle needs to leave a low wick. And the volatility starting to spike because we are flipping back bullish. Wow. Why don't take the impulse entry without a solid confirmation? And wow, could we even get involved in buys? This was the concern. Are we just grabbing downside liquidity in order to flip and make the move back up? I want it to push up a little bit higher. Let's quickly look at a 5 minute time frame here. Yeah, again, I want it to be up close to the high of that zone. So at the minute, we're kind of in no man's land. But potentially still could have a sell based off the 30. That will come down to pure price action at London Open if that is to present. So 15 seconds, guys. Let's see. All right, so the buy isn't valid. Or is the sell? It's popped straight up. Yeah, I need some wait, guys. I don't have an entry at the minute. 30's closed strong bearish. I really would have loved to have seen this candle just drop towards the low, if not breaking it. Preferencing it breaking, but doesn't have to necessarily break, then pop back up, creates up wick, and then breaks on low again. That's something we saw happen so many times last year. We, you know, made the most of it last year. So it does look like perhaps it's grabbed downside liquidity in order to make the move up. Wait, see how this 5 minute closes. German 40. All right, I'll be screenshotting this later. And I'll be paying attention to what's happened even on the 1 minute.
Yeah, it was spiking up, and then to the downside was too slow to get in.
German 40.
Yeah. So made the right move.
Oh man, did too. I mentioned that before too. Closure below, weak bullet. I've mentioned on gold.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
So quick. So
Yeah. So what I want to see and happen on gold happened on German 40 here. Close below, retest, weak bullish closure below, and price breaking out bullish candles low, and look at it. But so again, like Franco said, so quick. German 40 is just
and also
crazy.
And also it's at London Open, so that's also
Yeah. But this signal within price action, that there,
yeah,
this 3 candle sequence is exactly what I want to see here on gold. Man, look at gold now. Wow. So there is volume, but it's just indecisive.
Being liquidity from the upside, maybe.
Yeah, to be honest, I wanted to flip back now, and then consider a sell as it breaks on low again. But it looks like it could make the move. And you could have a 1 minute delayed interruption, but that's kind of really trying to force a trade. To be honest, I don't think it has any idea what it wants to do at the minute. No, buy sure, right. Short term, yes, but long term, no. Bullish. Investing, what is D? DE40, that is German 40. It's the indice of the top 40 stocks in Germany. Price action not easy at the minute. Jacob looks like bearish M30 on gold is helping. Yeah. Yeah, bearish candle probabilities, that does look pretty good now on the M30 to complete the move. I mean, based off the liquidity grab, it doesn't look bad in the 5 as well. So you've broken a high, now broken a low. It's pulling back again. It just, oh man, it doesn't look like it's decisive to me, to be honest. Jacob just made a very small 1 hour IFVG. To be honest, that's a shit close. Yeah, I'm not great when it comes to fair value gap, so not sure. Investing, all good. Jacob, after this sell, that I'm still looking at buys from 4 hour support though. Yep. Yeah, that could be another, possible way to get involved. I mean, the only thing that looks half decent here is the 1 minute structure. It's not easy, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm not going to touch it based off the 1 minute. I'm not going to force it, guys. It's just not, it's not worth it. Barman, good day to you. Welcome. Hope you're well. Sean, possibly looking to fill the fair value up at 45.92 before heading test upward. 92. Maybe, I don't, again, not really all that familiar with fair value gaps, but me at the minute it's just indecisive, not sure what it wants to do. Obviously it's London Open, at 1 minute it looks like it's about to tank and next minute pop straight back up, so pretty much where we started. So we'll see where this candle closes. If we close back above and have the margin, we could be looking at buys still. Trade delicious, good day to you. Just uploaded a new video about traveling traders. Our channel would love to hear what you think. I'll have a look later, mate. Sounds interesting. Traveling traders, I travel a fair bit, not as much as I used to. Trying to organize a proper, so I don't get kicked out of time when I fly back. Because I've been hearing a lot of stories of people getting denied entry. Here we go on gold, popping straight back up. All right, so we've got a 5-minute resistance. I really want the 15 to close back above though. All right, so I mean, 5 minute, if you're looking at that as your confirmation, then you could be looking at entry on the next M5. But the thing is, the 15 is not yet confirmed support. So to me, they still a solid play at the minute, just waiting on the 15-minute close here. The way this candle's closing the M5, I don't think it's valid either way. Yeah, definitely need to wait for a 15-minute closure. So wait and see how this 15 closes. We'll reassess. I don't know, man, could London be any more boring these days? Same shit as last year.
Yeah, and this makes very risky at the end because you are waiting, and then maybe losing the patience and getting in some trades.
Yeah,
Maybe are not good.
that's why it's when it's indecisive like this, it's best to wait for the 15-minute. To be honest, it looks better to the upside.
Yeah, but you have a strong M30 candle to the downside.
Yeah, that's true.
So would really prefer some cells on this
Yeah, fair
trade.
enough. To be honest, I wouldn't let it necessarily put me off looking for a buy based off the 15. But again, it has to close above the zone. It's a very simple rule. And if that happens, then I'll be happy to look to take a trade.
At the end, it's still an M50 trade valid because it's not closing below the support. So really still can get some cells there.
Yeah. Yeah, just have to wait and see.
I think tomorrow you will not making a stream, correct?
Not this week on the Friday.
Yeah.
I will consider it, to be honest. It's just a bit of a pain of a day for me. But yeah, I'll be back on Monday. Yeah, it's still very early into the year, so easing back into it. It's been my best start to a year though in quite a few years. So pretty happy with that. The investing, can you show us how you mark this box, please? So it's based off the 15. So prior to this potentially forming support, this was the most recent candle form support. So I attach it to the body to the lowest point of the candle, saying it's a bullish candle. So bullish candles confirm obviously support, bearish candles confirm resistance. Here I've attached it to the body of this candle to the highest point of any bearish candle, just because it gives me a bit of a deeper zone. And to the downside, it's the 4 hour level. So yes, I've attached it to the lowest point of this bearish candle. Reason being is because, well, to be honest, I should be dragging it down to this point here, lowest point of any bullish candle, which is 45, 62, 60 roughly. That's pretty much how I'll go about it. I did upload a video onto both TikTok and YouTube about how I draw up my zones. So yeah, find that on the profile page. Jacob, super indecisive, spending M15, close my cells. Depending on, yeah, it is very indecisive. All right, could be looking at buys. So stop loss would have to be below to low. $30 seconds, guys. Don't rip in the next 20 seconds. I'll have this candle. Has to leave an upward. This could be really quick, guys. 46.0456 or 46.0480 roughly. 85. We're looking at 60 pip stop. All right, so buys are valid, but you need a decent low wick. $85. 26.0485. But we need a low wick. So if not, I haven't set the position. I need a low wick, guys. I need this to pull back, very low wick, and then break its own high again. And that will give me a way to manage the trade as well. So the entry is going to be higher up, to be honest, if it does. And don't just... Oh. What's the high now? Yeah, that's not going to happen. Not going to happen, guys. Plan is right. Looks to be okay, but I don't have that wick. And I'm not prepared to take it without it because there is a good chance it's going to pull back to create it. In the meantime, it's pushed a little bit too far. We've got to now determine, do we have enough margin? By the looks of it, we probably won't. You've got about 46 pips. Stop loss is going to be too wide. Therefore, there is not going to be a realistic entry. But I do potentially see it coming up to support. close, but just lacking one thing, and that's a fine detail. I need to have it, guys, because again, most of these counts are going to have wicks in both directions. We're going to look to the left. Not prepared to take it without that, because that's a steadfast rule of mine. So rub and while if you have a valid entry, you take an entry. It's what it is, guys. Still a chance we're creating a low wick, but it's too far gone. That's the thing, it's pushed too far into the target. See, look at it now. Look at it now, popping back down. All good. Have a look at German 40 quickly. It looks like it's going to complete the move to the support. Alrighty, guys, on that note, well, not going to get the entry, unfortunately. No, it doesn't worry me. I'm already running, still running this gold position, just a tiny position remaining. Good day, personally. Yeah, so I think good day on stream, at least, you know, discipline is the key. And to be honest, gold's been pretty shit for the most part throughout the stream. It has no real proper direction at the minute. It's just very indecisive, so just be careful with it. The plan still would be for the buys above 46.18, sells upon the rejection of 46.14 roughly, and buys at this rate lower down at around that 46.86. But otherwise, guys, it's good to be back. Appreciate everyone who's joined. Thank you to all new followers and subscribers. Trader market took sell based on M30, stop loss hit. Stop loss hit based on M30, stop loss should be well and truly safe unless you trail it to this count high, which is fair enough. But yeah, so guys, thank you. Trade safe. Look at it now again, pulling back. So again, this is why I don't take without the wick. And I'll be back on Monday. So thank you once again. Look forward to catching you all next week. And until then, take care, team. Have a good one.
See you.
See you guys.